friends, welcome to Tori Talks TV, and welcome to our review of Game of Thrones Season 5, Episode 8. So, Episode 8 is called Hard Home. That doesn't roll off the tongue very easily, but it's something we need to talk about. Yes. So we will get there eventually. So, let's talk about my girl, Dany. Mm-hmm. So, Dany is, she's got Tyrion, and she's trying to hear him out, right? So, like, plead the case, you know, for Jorah, basically, right. Because Jorah is back, very much back in Dany's life. And remember, Dany was like, Jorah, you need to get out of my face. Like, I can't have you here. Mm-hmm. But he's like, no, like, you need to have him because he's devoted to you. Pretty sure he's in love with you. And she's like, you know what? I'm good. Let's just, like, not kill you, Jorah, but, like, send you away.
Yes. Again.
Bye-bye. Yeah, so we'll see what happens. So now Cersei. Mm-hmm. Cersei is just sitting in her little cell, rotting away.
She's not looking good.
Nope, not looking like her usual pretty self.
She's usually quite perfect.
Quite put
Her
together.
hair is, like, always amazing.
Totally, but no, she's, like, sitting down there, refusing to confess her sins to the High Sparrow. Mm-hmm. And there's that nun lady. Trying to give her water. She, like, starts hitting her with it. That big spoon-looking thing.
The ladle?
She's like, yeah, she's like, confess your sins. And she's, like, not having it. So then, like, she spills the water.
And when she leaves the room, Cersei's, like, drinking the water.
I've never seen Cersei in such a state.
We probably never thought we would see her that way.
And, like, didn't.
Did you feel a little bit sorry for her?
I'm gonna admit it. I felt sorry for her.
I was like, oh.
You did, too?
I did.
Why do we do this? She's evil.
Awful.
She's
awful.
terrible.
I know.
But to see her in that vulnerable state, maybe?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, maybe just, like, anyone having to drink water off a stone floor would make
out
you
of
feel that way.
desperation?
Yeah,
I guess you're right.
Just maybe anyone? Humanity in you?
Sure.
Okay.
So, Dr. S, let's talk about Arya. Or, you know what? You talk about Arya, because this storyline bores
so
me.
she is, like, she has to practice lying, and every time, she hesitates a little bit, she gets thwacked.
They're so
Arya.
mean.
I know.
Yeah, that girl.
So, she needs to learn to lie. So she's pretending to be a girl named Lana. Oysters!
Oh, yeah, so she's trying to sell oysters
She
out
looks
there
kind of
in
like
town.
Frida Kahlo.
Oh,
did you get that?
No.
Yeah, with the little buns, her eyebrows are not so connected.
Good catch, Dr. S. Didn't even notice that one.
So, her first assignment is to kill the Thin Man, who's like a gambler. Yeah.
Something.
So, yeah, that's where we're at with her.
Yeah, thanks for that.
Oh,
snooze fest for me. So anyways, Sansa, she confronts Theon because, like, you know, he totally betrayed her because she's like, Theon, take this candle, go light it, and, you know, we'll get help. And, you know, he goes to Ramsay instead and says that she wants me to do this. And then she's like, you killed my brothers or whatever, like, you know, Bran and Rickon, right? So he's like, he finally admits, like, no, I didn't kill them. They were just farm boys. Like, I just burned them.
Well, she gets mad because he's like, the boys. And she's like, don't say the boys. They're Bran and Rickon. They're your brothers. And he's like, no, they weren't. And then she's like, what?
Yeah.
It kind of gives her, like, a new lease on life.
Yeah,
she's like,
wait,
my family's not all... I mean, because as far as she knows, like...
They're all dead.
They're all dead.
Yeah. How would she know?
Yeah.
And I think it maybe gave her a little bit more faith in him because he did betray her in that way. But he was trying to say it was to, like, save her because if Ramsay were to find out that she lit that candle, that, I mean, who knows what would have happened. But she's like, oh my god, you didn't kill my brothers. Like, maybe there's hope for you. As Theon Greyjoy.
Well, he said he couldn't find them, though. He would have killed them if he found them.
I mean, would he have?
I don't know. Maybe he was very bad at that time.
That's true.
Well, yeah, we'll never know.
Yeah. Alright, so now Tyrion is hanging out with Dany.
So they have a really interesting talk. This is one of my favorite scenes of the whole season. So they're talking about, he's still trying to, like, explain to her why he should be her trusted advisor. And he's like, we're both terrible children of terrible parents. And then I'm really just basically here to see if you're the right kind of terrible.
Well said.
Right?
I buy it.
Good job. Yeah. So he tells her that the two people he trusts most are Varys, So she's like, okay, so you trust the person who sent spies to spy on me. Okay. -1. And I trust my brother Jamie. Okay. So the person who killed my father.
Right, great.
Good job.
Kingslayer.
Yes.
Awesome.
Okay, so she's like, not so sure. And then, one of your favorite lines of the whole thing.
Can I just say it?
Say it.
I'm not going to stop the wheel. I'm going to break the wheel. Because she's trying to say how, like, you know, this person rules and then this person rules and it's just like a big old wheel. And she's like, I'm not even trying to stop that wheel. I'm trying to break it.
Yes.
Do it, Danny. Do it up. I love her. I want to be Danny when I grow up.
You're getting close, though. Look at you.
Oh, I'm on my way. All right, so back at the Night's Watch, Ollie, a little kid, he's asking Sam, he's like, why is John working with the wildlings? Like, why on earth? Because remember, Ollie, his family was killed by the wildlings.
Well, remember the Fen tribe was like, go tell them, like, I ate your papa. I ate your mama. Of course he's mad.
Okay, I get it. He's a little messed up from that. Yeah,
that'll traumatize anyone.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
Yes.
So Sam, being his sweet self, he's trying to tell him about the Army of the Dead and that they need to unite the wildlings. We need as many people as possible, basically. So we need the wildlings on our side to work against the Army of the Dead. But Ollie's not 100% convinced.
I've kind of decided there's two types of people in this world. There's the people who fixate on the small problems in the world, and there's the people who understand the threat of the true enemy. And that's the Army of the Dead and the White Walkers.
Good one. I like
People
it.
need to, like, big picture.
Yeah,
big picture.
yeah. Let's look at the big picture.
It's not about the little Game of Thrones.
But he's like a little kid, so like he can't wrap his head around
Sam
it.
is trying to teach him, and he can't wrap his head around it.
Grow up, kid.
He killed Egret.
That little boy killed Egret.
He killed Egret.
Not over it yet. So he's still on my list. Yeah. My S list. Anyway, so now, speaking of this, so John and Tormund are on their way to try to get them on their side. So they arrive in Hardhome, which is the title of this episode. And they're trying to say, like, we need to build an alliance here.
So, and they're like, oh, why are you not in chains?
Yeah, because aren't you supposed to be the prisoner?
Yeah, and he's like, no, I'm not the prisoner.
Right.
We're allies.
Right.
So one of my favorite is kind of like funny, but you know that, I don't know what his name is, but he's like the bone dude.
With the skull.
The bone dude, he's like, no.
Just being so annoying and in his way.
And Tormund's just like, you know what?
Bam! Just beats him to death. Yeah. Okay, why did I think it was funny
so
too?
Good. I know.
What's wrong with us?
I know.
Let's just eliminate that.
I know. And then, like, contrast him with, so there's a female leader, Carsey.
Oh,
she's really
cool.
She's cool.
Yeah.
So she's like, you know what? I'm gonna hear you out. Okay, she listens, and she's like, you know what? I get it. It's like, let's do this.
Well, because the Night's Watch have been like enemies to the wildlings for like years and years and years. So they're like, why should we like align with you now? And John's trying to tell him like these White Walkers, they're crazy. Like they're unstoppable.
And they know because they've fought them themselves. So yeah.
Yeah. So basically, they convince him like, okay, we'll work with you, whatever. So you know, things are happening. Put people on boats, sending them off, and then the dogs start barking.
Yeah.
Wait, if animals are like making noise, something's going on in nature. So you look up and there's like the mountain, and then there's like an avalanche happening. And it's so funny. At this point, I'm like, okay, so they're just afraid of an avalanche. And I'm like, wait, what usually happens?
Yeah.
When there's like an avalanche or like bad weather, bad snowstorm, it's the White Walkers.
Yes.
So then they invade them while they're trying to like take them back, and it's like one of the biggest battles of all of Game of Thrones.
It was probably, totally.
So
I couldn't even breathe. I don't think I breathed like the whole 20 minutes
seriously,
of this whole
it was
sequence.
Tense, and it was a long time. This battle took a long time, so you're just
minutes.
like, because you don't know what's going to happen to any of them. So a lot of the wildlings die, and then the giants are like, I love how the giants are like, get off my back, come on. They're just like, come on, dude. They're just annoyed by everything.
Like,
I love them.
Mosquitoes.
Yeah, really. So what's a really interesting scene is when you see one of the White Walker like leader people. They're in there, and he's like walking through fire. So the only thing that struck me is like, wait, aren't they all about like, winter and it's cold and ice, and then like he's like walking through fire. So like these beings are powerful.
They are very.
And
very
so he's like trying to approach Jon Snow, and Jon takes his little Valyrian steel sword and he stops the whatever you want to call it, the sword.
Yeah, it's like
the what do you call it?
Yeah, or something.
Stops it, and then he like destroys that White Walker.
And he like shatters.
He's like, wait, what? What the heck?
And then we see
thinking,
like the 4 like White Walkers up top, and the Night King's like, oh,
like wait,
who's this guy?
What'd you do there, kid?
Yeah, he's like, oh, I see. That's interesting.
Yeah, and then again in this battle, something that like haunts me is in my nightmares is this lady.
Yes.
What's her name?
Carsey.
Mm-hmm. She is there and she's fighting. She's doing a great job, and then she like looks over and she sees these little children, dead children. And they're like weird ribs, and they're staring at her because she had just sent her children off on a boat. Like, I'll be right behind you, kids. And she sees these children. Did she surrender to them? Because she holds up her weapons and she goes like this, and they come and they get her.
She kind of knew she was like outnumbered, maybe.
By the children.
There were a lot of them.
I know. Or does she feel bad at this point?
Maybe.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, because they were probably maybe part of like people that she recognized.
Maybe. I thought the same thing. I was like, wait, what, is one of them her children? Anyway, I was all kinds of confused.
Her children
There was a lot
are
going
gone,
on.
right?
That's what I'm hoping
Okay.
to. Yeah, exactly. So Jon gets on a boat with Tormund and a few of his like Night's Watchmen, and they're going off and they're leaving. They're on their little river, and they look back, and one of the the Night King, the leader people,
head honcho,
puts his hands up. Again, I'm thinking, come at me, bro. That's what he did with that. No, he's awakening the dead. So our girl,
Carsey,
she wakes up and she's got these like crystal blue eyes. She's part of the army of the dead.
Yeah.
No.
The way she like cranks her neck, like it's like
so scary.
And all those wildlings that were like killed all become part of the army of the undead.
And Jon's face, I think it's just like a look of like, how are we going to defeat these beings of whatever they are? So.
And so I was also wondering too, because now we've seen that the Valyrian steel has significance. So we know that the dragon glass can kill the undead.
Thanks, Sam.
Thank you, Sam, for teaching us, verifying what you read in the books.
Right.
And then now we know the Valyrian steel can actually kill a White Walker. And then it made me think like, who else has Valyrian steel? So we remember Ned's sword was melted down by Tywin.
Yeah.
To make the 2 swords. So the longer one was given to Jaime.
Oh, that's right.
Right, but Jaime gave it to Brienne. And
my gosh.
when he sent her away, and she named the Oathkeeper. So she the goosebumps. Right. And then there was the shorter sword that was given to Joffrey on his like wedding day or name day. Yeah. The one that he used to like chop up the book that Tyrion gave him. That's jerk.
Right.
So where's that sword now?
I don't know.
And then remember the little dagger that Littlefinger planted, and it like and somehow was in Tyrion's possession? That little dagger was also Valyrian steel.
Wait, what?
I don't know where that is either.
Dr. S.
But these are all important.
Good job keeping track of the Valyrian steel.
I'm trying.
We need this.
I know, because I don't know. There's not much Valyrian steel. It's very like
go around.
Precious. Now we know how precious it is.
Well, you guys, everybody stay tuned. Like, we're not done with season 5. There are 2 more episodes to go. So, everybody, we will see you then when we review episode 9 of Game of Thrones season 5. See you then, guys. Bye-bye.